Hi guys, welcome to another episode of INTJ and INFP Coffee. So I've been reading all of your comments and a lot of people have been saying that I can be harsh and lacking in empathy. This was mostly on the ISTP video. As a logical person, I decided to go home and really think about myself and analyze all of this new data, and I've come to believe that perhaps you guys could be right.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like pondering things. And I was like, I guess, if you look at my behavior and how I actually do things in the world and that kind of stuff, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm not an INTJ enough to be an INTJ, maybe it just kind of doesn't really make sense anymore. So I kind of started thinking about what I actually do and how I am. Yeah, so I was just kind of thinking about these things and mulling them over. And I realized that I have a lot of feelings. Maybe I was just kind of out of touch with my feelings for a lot of my life. Yeah, so I guess I just realized that I have a lot of these feelings, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Does that really qualify me to be a thinker if I have these sort of depths of feelings? So with these feelings, I feel like it actually is tied to things that I value, because if I feel this way, then that means I value or I make a judgment about what this is or what this isn't, and I'm like, oh, maybe I actually have higher FI than I realize. And maybe I was just kind of thinking I was INTJ because I was socially conditioned to be kind of a thinker and a judger. As you go through school, that's probably how teachers shape you to be. So maybe I came out of the school system thinking yes, I'm logical and I am on time because this is how I do tasks. But maybe the whole time my innate nature was just kind of squashed and repressed, and now I'm free. And maybe I'm actually way more feeler and a perceiver than I had ever thought. And maybe now I'm just kind of coming into myself more,
Come to think of it, I am more effective than you. Yeah, with editing these videos, I realized that I always have a very efficient timeline to get them done in the least amount of time possible. But Alex usually is more vacillating. Because of that, she can take days to make videos.
I know, I try so hard to be on time and stuff, but I think I just have so many different ideas about what direction the video can take, and I want to explore them all, and then it just never comes out on time.
I usually have one vision of what the video is going to be like. Yeah, I generally have a good mental trajectory of our channel growth in the future.
There were certain things about me, I realized my room is usually messy, and it's sometimes I try to clean it because I feel I should clean it, but I kind of just like this state of just kind of messiness where I know where things are even if it's not that organized. And I'm usually a little bit late to things because it's hard for me to figure out how much time it takes me to get from one place to another, and I always forget
she was late tonight for the filming.
I always forget to count traffic, or today I got lost when I was trying to find her house, even though I've been here once before, and I was just I don't know, I just feel these kind of things, it's wow, how did I think I was a judger? These are so obvious.
It was kind of annoying to me because although I predicted that she would be late regardless, I was still planning to have a efficient schedule, and that completely threw me off.
Oh, sorry. I tried.
It's okay. We can't help ourselves. I was reflecting back on my childhood, and I realized that I killed entire ant colonies, and it seemed to fit in with this whole INTJ mastermind stereotype because while other kids who were not as intellectually gifted as me were squishing ants one by one, I decided to pour water into an entire anthill, thereby wiping out the entire population of ants.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I would have that in me to just kill insects. I think as a child I would always try to save insects that came in the house and stuff like that. So I think maybe I have this higher capacity for empathy, which probably means that I'm a feeler, right? I have interest in art, I make art. I don't know, I've never heard of an INTJ description that describes us as artists. So I think FPs all have some sort of creative outlet, so that just fits so much better with what I do with my time.
Yeah, and I always got A's on my math, calculus, and all three natural sciences. I was just thinking, how could that be? Maybe people are correct in saying that I'm an aggressive TJ. When I do interaction videos with other people and say something that I might know is offensive, I don't really care. I mean, really, what's important here is the truth, not my emotions, not your emotions. And this is why, although it could be construed as embarrassing that I mistyped myself, the truth is more important.
Yeah, and I think when we do interaction videos, I'm usually a little bit softer with what I say or what I assert. I don't know, I just feel bad, like, really putting myself out there in that capacity. So maybe it's like higher FI values that like I just really, hold these values more dearly than like this TE pursuit of finding the truth and like stating the facts that I know are correct.
Yeah, I need to state the facts over and over again until they get it, because otherwise how are they going to get it? Like, I don't care if your feelings get hurt in the process. That's none of my concern. It's really your problem.
And I try to consider other people's feelings. I think that's one of my values, even if I think that maybe logically they're wrong. So that to me seems like higher FI over TE.
And actually, Alex comes up with a lot of the ideas for this channel. And I've been realizing that I see the future of this channel quite clearly throughout long-term projects that we could undertake.
Yeah, so she's kind of thinking of these like long-term potentials, and I'm like just kind of brainstorming these different things we can do on the subject of MBTI. It's like that's probably NESI, right?
On the occasion when I've been stressed out and working hard and I go to a club, I let go and let loose like crazy. I dance like no one's watching, so the colloquialism says.
Yeah, and I think I just kind of like incorporate that kind of thing more into my day-to-day life. I don't mind just even dancing freely by myself in my room when I like listen to music. Another interesting thing is that I had a little list of things that I wanted to say here, and I'm like, oh gosh, that makes sense with like being an SI user, right? Like SI comes up with these little point-by-point specific information things. Like, I don't know, probably NI would just have this vague thing. And
yeah, my vague thing currently is that I'm staying rooted in this city and finding a job that has good security and pays well. So I've been going on these interviews. I feel like an INFP would not value something so practical.
Yeah, and I haven't really been trying to fit into any sort of corporate environment, so that kind of makes more sense. Another thing is that I think I really like enjoy going out into nature more, and like I like hiking, I just kind of like swimming, I like doing these things, I think a lot more than like you do. So I feel like that makes way more sense with like being an INFP than an INTJ.
When going to those MBTI meetup events, Alex is so patient with these people, and I get so annoyed at all these people when people are wrong about their type. I just find it insufferable. Like, I correct them immediately, like, no, you're wrong, you're actually this type. And they don't listen, which is why I realized that you guys have been telling me something all along and I didn't really listen because I was stuck in my INTJ arrogance. But now I really opened up and decided to embrace my FI truth.
I think I am a little bit more patient with people and more open to kind of hearing what they have to say. So that's probably like NE versus like NI, just like already knowing your own truth, right? Yeah, so I hope you guys can like support us with our new self-discovery. And it's really funny because luckily we don't even have to like change the name of the channel. It still works out.
If you want us to continue doing our research, please pledge your support on patreon.com because we need money to function. And we also type other people based on objective criteria, which has obviously helped us find our actual true selves. And you can find this on cognitive8.com.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for everything, and we'll see you next time.
April Fools! Oh shoot, I can't smile anymore. I did not say this is welcome to our...
Like...
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't do this. Is so funny. A lot of you guys have...
I was gonna jump in and be like...
A lot of you guys have been saying that I lack empathy. It's too funny. I had this all planned out, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I think we were kind of like thinking so much of...
It's too funny.
And I realized, like, I think I have a lot of feelings. Oh my god.
I realized I have a lot of feelings. Oh yeah, I'm dying. Oh my god.
But I have my feelings are just, there's a lot of depth there, Oh my god.
It's funny because that's not usually what an INFP says.
I realized that along with my feelings, it kind of like also just manifests as like valid.
Sorry. Oh, I was so so good. I was in a TJ zone, but then I lost it.
To like just.
It's just too funny that I'm like sitting here like a rock. You're like, come to think of it, I am more effective than you. Like, Alex usually is more vacillating and therefore can take. When I say that, you have to be like, oh.
Right.
And our entire upload schedule. I don't know how I did it with the like acting as the ENFJ and stuff, but like this is.
Because I wasn't in the room. I don't think I would have that in me to like kill ants and stuff. So yeah, how could I have higher TE?
Wow, I'm feeling good. Good job being mean.
Oh man, I think I'm trying to do. I like do perceiver body language every now and then. I'm like mostly stiff, and then I'm like. Oh.
My voice is it's so hard keeping those low. I don't know why like my INTJ is like low voice.